Thank you, Unity Band. And welcome Don and Yoshi with us here this morning. Good morning. It's a fabulous morning. Yeah, I'm Reverend Sharon Ketchum here at Unity Spiritual Center. And welcome to all of you that are ensconced in the warmth of your home sofa or maybe even still in bed. So glad you could join us also. You know, this reminds me, in California every year they have rainy season in Los Angeles. And every year people forget how to drive in the rain because the roads get slick out there. And I think about, boy, the first snowfall in Michigan's the same way. All of a sudden everybody goes, oh my goodness, there's snow on the road. So I'm so glad everybody made it here safely. We only go as fast as the slowest part of us feels safe to go, whether we're on the road, everything. And it's all family here today. Nobody knew. But we do have the coffee bar open. Thank you, Nan, because you were missing a coffee person. Jill helped. Oh, Jill, thank you. And there's some Christmas goodies over there to get us in the season. And thank our decorating team for getting us all dressed up for Advent that starts today. Our prayer team is still working diligently, so if there's anything on your mind, on your heart, concerns or celebrations, please put a prayer request in our prayer box, or if you're online, you can add it an email to refsharonketchum@gmail, or there's also a place on our website that you can submit a prayer request. Okay, let's just take a deep breath and affirm our mission statement together. We are a spiritual community embracing positive transformation through prayer, education, and living the principles of unity and love. And of course, this, as we were talking about mission, we got the vision where we could see a world, a joyful, supportive world that was centered in love and provided the opportunity for us to have those spiritual transformations. We look at the concept of one presence, one power, but many different expressions, one light, but many different lanterns. Let us affirm together: the enlightenment of the Buddha shines within us, the compassion of the Christ moves through us, the power of Jehovah strengthens and guards us, the presence of Allah surrounds and guides us. Wherever we are, the Tao is, and all is God. And as we're going into this, I made all these updates on the slides and didn't save it to the thing I sent down here. So I want to remember that on the table there's an Advent booklet for you, a gift from Unity. And if you like to have a little path as you go through the season, these are lovely little readings for you. And with that, Greg is going to lead us into our invocation.
Written by our own Lucille Olson.
Yes. Hey, Lucille.
Oh, great Spirit, holy source of light, let your light shine bright, shine in our hearts and minds, so we reflect the purpose of our soul. May your love unfold, may your peace within our hearts abide. It's time now for the lion to lie down with the lambs. May we find the peace of God, the heart of your I am. May true love and meaning every human find. May your light shine brightly forth in every heart and mind. Oh, great Spirit, holy source of light, let your light shine bright, illuminating all our lives, so we reflect the magnitude of love, below and so above. May love and peace within our hearts abide.
One thing I want to do is take a moment to celebrate some people have stepped forward to do some things we're getting ready for 2026. When you've heard about Danielle McMahon, who's stepped up to start Earth Care in January. Also, Pam Nelson has stepped up to facilitate our education team. We're going to start that up in January. And Lisa Haston has stepped up for pastoral care. Deb Pennington used to do that, and since her passing, it's been an open space. So it's just so exciting to see things continue and go on. New, and who knows what it's going to be like. I mean, but we're always co-creating together. So thank you all. Woo! Yeah, there we go. Oh, so time for a prayer for our neighbors. And boy, I really, in my heart, keep holding this peace process between Ukraine and Russia. You know, this is a place where you really need to step into that consciousness of peace, because it appears there is no way. And we've got to get out of that stage of even fairness and rightness and just get it to a level of peace, whatever that might look like, even as we hold to the peace in the Middle East. And it's been a little shaky with Lebanon, and Gaza and everything. So open our hearts wide to hold all those. And then, of course, we got our last food bank stuff is going out there this week. Thank you, Carla. And we have started our adoptive family and our adopted team for Christmas, and holding those people in our hearts, hold their families in our hearts, just seeing them as happy and supplied and supported. And also, tomorrow is World AIDS Day. We are doing a service here on Thursday night, Remember My Name. But though AIDS was a really big thing in the 80s, it is still evident today all around the world. And it's not just the gay community, it's also people sharing needles, men and women, children. So knowing that, sometimes there's these big squeaking wheels that we seem to forget about the other things that are going on. So let's just take a moment and open our hearts just so wide in that true Christmas spirit of inclusion, of camaraderie, of compassion, as we hold all these things that are happening in the world in our hearts. And we hold them in our hearts in such a way where we are committed to seeing the highest and the best, that we release ourselves from needing to know the answer, but simply to be guided in those things that we can do to support one another in love and health and wholeness, in compassion, in connection. Acknowledging that God is in each and every situation, each and every individual, and that God is the very first presence as well as the only presence. We are truly grateful, and so it is. Amen. Okay, a little table talk. I see I changed this upstairs. Think about a time when you were definitely not awake, and what did that teach you? And the other night, every night before I go to bed, I have my water bottle, I fill it with ice and water. And the other night, I was over, I screwed the top off, put it under the ice maker, and realized I had the jar of Parmesan cheese. It was only 9 o'clock. It was not late. But we've all done those things where we're like on automatic. And you go, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? So think about a time that maybe you weren't awake. I learned I'm on automatic pilot too many times, to be conscious of what I'm doing. Yeah.
It's too often.
Too often?
I mean, try not to be while you're driving, right?
Oh,
Because
but boy,
people
does
get
that
on autopilot.
happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like Jill and I look around and are still, in spite of the law in Michigan about distracted driving and devices, and you see it all the time. Mm-hmm. As I'm not being all judgy, but come on,
Well, even without the phones, I have been driving and all of a sudden I go,
how did I get
where
here?
am I? Yeah, how did I get here? That I went someplace for the last mile.
So what did that teach you, right?
Be aware that I'm missing so much.
Right.
And maybe a little bit about grace. There is such a thing as the grace of God.
Well, the neuroscientists say it's all coming in. All this data is coming in all the time. And so what are we focusing on if we're not awake?
Yeah,
There's
where do we go?
Something coming in is grabbing our attention.
Where did I go?
Exactly. Where was I? And people say that. Where was I?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it happens all the time.
Yeah. What I was thinking about talking about was what's the first decoration you put up for Christmas and what makes it Christmassy. You know, there's that one thing that when you bring out every year, it just kind of makes you feel.
Yeah, I think so too. For me, we have a really nice nativity set that we put. It just fits on top of our piano.
Oh,
So it's had a big, wooden
Yeah.
stable and all kinds of animals and stuff, and they're all ceramic. And so
yeah,
that's the
very
one
good.
for us. What about you?
well, I think we probably better start decking the halls here.
Yeah, we can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Deck the halls.
okay. It sounds good. I'm going to let you take this over. I'm going to run up and get the corrected slides because this is driving me crazy. That my
What?
changes
This is
are
the
not-
wrong slide deck, or?
Yeah, I did. I made corrections this morning, but I didn't save it to my thing.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay. All right. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes, la 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 la. Hail the new ye lass and lasses, la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, la 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 la. You're up.
Now we're on. Whoo, there we go. Good morning. I am Tyson Cowles, and I am your platform assistant for today. The daily word for today is two words. It's hope and faith. And this is inspired by the 62nd Psalm. For God alone my soul waits in silence, for my hope is from God. As Advent begins, we center ourselves in hope and feel our faith grow strong. We marvel at Mary's faith as we think about the mental, emotional, and physical and spiritual aspects of her journey to Bethlehem to have a child. She must have felt very frightened to hear what the angel had told her, but faith allowed her to take each step with peace. Like Mary, we may wonder why we are facing certain events, and like Mary, we live in faith. When we have doubt or uncertainty, no matter what is going on in our lives, our faith in the power of spiritual living gives us renewed hope that God is with us. We are reassured that along every journey, no matter how long, the highest good is unfolding. Let us affirm together, I walk by faith and live each day with hope in my heart. Woo-hoo. As we begin the sacred season of Advent, we turn our attention to the gifts of creation. Thich Nhat Hanh wrote, "The earth is you. You are the earth." And what I got from that is one day when a person is on Mars, it won't be a person on Mars. It will be the earth reaching an appendage and touching Mars. Isn't that different? And this is reminding us that we are not separate from the world around us. We are held, nourished, and grounded by it. Today, we light the candle of hope and faith, the steady flame that shines at the core of our being. This inner light reminds us that hope is not wishful thinking. It is our trust in the divine presence that guides and sustains us. The psalmist prayed, "Lead me to the rock that is higher than I." Rock has long symbolized faith with solid, enduring, weathering every storm. Today we honor rocks, stones, and crystals of our planet, the ancient foundations of the earth that support us with quiet strength. As we enter this season of returning to the light, may we feel the solid ground beneath us and remember the higher metaphysical rock within us, which is our unshakable faith in the one presence and the one power. Grounded in that strength, we step into Advent with open hearts and hopeful spirits. Am I supposed to light this candle?
You won't be on the mic. Sure, get ready.
As I light this candle, where's the lighter?
No, little
Oh,
button at the bottom.
button on the bottom.
No, not the big one.
Which one?
One of the other, this one's the other one.
As I light this candle, let us affirm together, I am grounded in spirit, strengthened by faith, filled with hope. And then, let us welcome DeShaun to share her sparkle and her wonderful music. Woo!
Please sing along. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Everyone can see we're together as we walk on by, fly, and we fly just like birds of a feather. I won't tell no lie. We, all of the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Just let me state for the record, we're giving love in a family dose. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. Living life is fun, and we've just begun to get our share of the world's delights. future and our goals in sight. We know we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family jewel. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up everybody and sing. We are family. Let me hear you, let me hear you, let me hear you. I got all my sisters with me. Yeah, we are family. Woo. Get up everybody and sing. Woo. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up everybody and sing. Go. We are family. Woo!
You know what? I could almost hear the people on YouTube singing with us. I think a few of them even got off their sofas up there kind of moving to the music. You're welcome to do that any time because you were part of us, even though you're in the ethers. We can't see you, but you can see us, and we're all one. Okay, you know, Christmas time can be a rough time of year. There's a lot of emotions, a lot of expectations. And we have this great prayer team. And we are introducing, starting next week, a new kind of prayer that we're offering after service. It's called Heart Energy Prayer. So I'm going to invite Lillian Champion to come up and say a few words about what this is so you'll know what to expect.
Sometimes people's prayer concerns are really private or almost too deep for them to put words to. So we thought that we would have a station where the focus was a place for them to come, where we'd hold a space of absolute love. And what is the greatest healing, harmonizing force but that? And to just be with someone energetically and put our hands, if they're willing, for 3 to 5 minutes and hold that loving space. And that'll be available after, when do we say?
We'll start next week.
We'll start next week.
We were going to start it today, but Grace is having some, she's taking care of
Yes.
herself today, so we wanted to make sure we had at least 2 people here so that one person could do energy, one person could do spoken prayer.
Yes, and I want to remind people, our prayer team practitioners class that meets this Saturday at 10 to 12, and people that just want to join in that program, you don't have to be a prayer practitioner, you don't have to be a prayer partner, you can come as a congregant that just wants to serve in a loving way, especially those people that feel like they've got the healing gift that they'd like to share. So, and then
Perfect.
we'll have a workshop after the first of the year.
Yeah, so thank you. Sometimes, it's really hard to verbalize a prayer request. It's a very vulnerable and tender thing to do. So, but prayers are energy, and so we know it's just as powerful. It doesn't have to be said. God knows what we need before we ask, and just sit there and accept that energy. Not unlike Reiki. You're familiar with Reiki, so and so if you'd like to kind of learn how to do that, come on out Saturday morning at 10 o'clock to the prayer class, and like Luann said, we'll do a little workshop on it in the first of the year. So, boy, 2026 is just shaping up to be dynamite. So I thought do a little series about waking up to Christmas this year. Because a lot of times, we just kind of put the Parmesan jar bottle in front of the ice cube dispenser because we're just not awake. Something is off there. Christmas so much seems like this date on a calendar. It seems like it comes with this whole to-do list about making cookies, sending out Christmas cards, buying gifts, making these holiday plans. There's this whole kind of pressure and expectation around this holiday. And we may forget that really what Christmas is a wake-up call to return to that divine within us. Just like nature returns to the light, very shortly we'll have the shortest day of the year, then we start getting light again. It's a reminder to us to dispel the darkness in our life, whatever is heavy upon us, and allow our light to shine, to acknowledge. I mean, it's already shining. We just kind of dim to the fact that it's out there. You know, if we're driving and we're sleepy, we tell people to pull over, don't keep driving. But you think about it, we live asleep so much of the time, and nobody tells us to stop and pull over before you do any damage. We just kind of get on that automatic routine, and we miss so much. We miss so much on it. And if you think about it, there's a whole lot of asleepness in the world. You know, I really think human nature really is to be humankind, to be kind, to be compassionate. But we fall asleep to that thing, and it's like we have masses of us just walking around, sleepwalking, not really being aware of what we're doing and the ramifications, and certainly not showing up as the truth of who we are. So understanding, I like to think of Christmas, that wake-up call to Christmas is to get back to that understanding of our oneness, a reminder to wake up a little bit more, to open our eyes a little bit brighter, to remember that we are spiritual beings having this human experience, that we can be imperfect, we can make mistakes, the light still shines and will carry us through. The Christmas story actually starts about a year in advance of Christmas. If you look at the Gospels, in the Gospel of Luke, it starts with the conception of John the Baptist. So there's this priest, Zechariah, and his wife, who was quite elderly, and he's about ready to lose his job because him and his wife have never had a child in Israel. And they thought, a priest, you should be having a child here if you're going to be a priest here. So he's kind of worried about this, about ready to be, laid off. This angel comes to him and tells him that him and his wife are going to have a baby. I don't know why the Bible likes to take these women that are like in their 90s and say you're going to have a baby. But anyway, it seems to be a repeating story there. But the concept of it, the metaphysics of it, that we are never too old to have that new awakening, that new birth within us. And so this is before Mary conceives. So Mary is Elizabeth's cousin. Elizabeth is Zechariah's wife. And an angel also visits Mary and tells her that she will conceive of the Holy Spirit. And Mary said, let it be done according to your word. Now, Zechariah, when he heard the news, and he was told he had to name the kid John, and he started arguing with the angel about the name, so Zechariah lost his voice until he succumbed. So he was struggling, good old, at least it wasn't a severe punishment. But if you're a priest and you got to get up and talk on Saturday night, and you don't have a voice, there's a little problem going on there. Mary just said, let it be done according to your will. So Zechariah struggles, Mary surrenders. And whenever we see in the Bible, the men and the women metaphysically, the men represent our thinking nature, intellectual nature, and the women represent our emotional nature. And think about that, how much our mind can fight against something that can set up all the reasons why this can't happen. It can set up all of our roadblocks. It can convince us this won't happen. Where emotions at some point that just get so overwhelming, literally brings us to our knees and we let go and we surrender. And that's when things start moving. So it's a real interesting double birth story here as we're leading up to Christmas. Now, of course, this time of Advent, these Sundays before Christmas, is not the stories of these two pregnancies from eons ago. It's really a reminder that the divine, that spark within us, that our true nature is always seeking to be born. There's always that little inkling within us to do something a little more loving, to have a broader perspective on things, just to remember who we are and to kind of dissipate the kind of otherness that can come up in our lives and in our world. So the metaphysics of waking up to Christmas, to waking up to this birth spirit. John the Baptist and Jesus both represent states of consciousness within us. So many times we get so hung up with the story, it's all out here, but it's really about the story, what's happening with us. John the Baptist is the preparation. He was he was preparing the way for that next state of consciousness, for that next leader in the story. But within us, it's about us, our spiritual curiosity. Spiritual curiosity is a wonderful thing to have. What is it? What does it mean? Where is this going to take me? It's about a willingness to maybe do something a little bit differently. It might feel awkward, but hey, I'll try it. I'm curious what would happen if I did this, if I tried meditating, if I tried singing chants, whatever that might be, that curiosity, and get in there to experience it. And Jesus represents achieving that Christ consciousness for even a moment, that light shines, that it's unhampered, that we have that connection, as brief as it may be, and it's a repeating connection that happens. I don't know of any of us that stay in that state all the time, but there is that repetitive opportunity to have that glow about us and all that we think about. Charles Fillmore talking about Advent, he says, Advent is about awakening to the God within you. And how great that we have this holiday season that goes on for weeks. So there's no pressure. It doesn't have to be done by such and such a date, you know. It's a invitation to have this experience of awakening more and more to our true nature. And then as we awaken, comes with it that we also help other people awaken to their true nature, to accept people right where they're at and to see the divine within, the namaste, the divine in me beholds the divine in you. I see the light in you. I see the perfection in you. Maybe different than mine, but that's okay. I see you shining. I see the light. So what's the meaning of waking up? Waking up. We just got a new wake-up light. It's called a happy light for the morning. Anybody that suffers from sunlight deficit, depression, or just kind of, you feel low this time of year. So this new light, and it has 3 hues and 3 color brightnesses. You can set it for different amounts in time, and it's weird. You actually feel a little bit happier in the morning. It's a little easier to get out of bed with the light on. Light has such an impact on us. And though that is the physical, it's the same way within us. The more that we allow our own light to shine, it has a way of waking us up to new perspective of things. Ken Wilber, who some of you may have read some of his books, in Integral Spirituality, he says, most of us are only partially awake. And I would think all of us are only partially awake, functioning at a relatively low level of consciousness. But through a conscious effort, we can arise. We can raise our consciousness. Waking up is realizing the ever-present awareness that is our true self, beyond the mental chatter, beyond the egoic identity, the identity of the ego, that there is more to us than this, that little voice that goes on in our head that tells us all the things that are wrong or creates anxiety within us or whatever other conversation might be going on at any time. Thich Nhat Hanh said, this is an easier way to explain it perhaps, enlightenment is when the wave realizes the ocean. So awakening is when the wave realizes the ocean, when we get it, that the wave, we are the wave, and it's not separate and apart, we are an integral part of the ocean. Us as the wave recognizes the ocean, yeah. So for us, what that looks like in our life is we realize that we are not the wave of circumstances. We are not the emotions. We are not the headlines. We are not the personalities that so aptly push our buttons. But we really are the ocean with this vast awareness, vast access to knowledge, the divine present, that we are a spiritual being expressing in the very best way that we know at this moment. It's kind of like going to the movies. You sit in the movie theater, it's on the screen there and entertained. I know several people, me included, went out to hit Wicked this week, and as you sit there and look at the beauty and the drama, and it almost feels like you're in the movie. You are in the atmosphere. The same way with a good play. Sometimes I'm surprised that in my life, the orchestra doesn't swell up at those moments. Has anybody else been disappointed because that didn't happen? I mean, come on, cue sound. But you do get so involved with the movie that it's like you're really right in there with it. But we know we're not the movie, we're the observer. It's so easy. Intellectually we know that, emotionally we know that. We pretend for a time to be part of the movie, to smile, to cry, to do all those things, but the movie is separate. When we forget that we are the observer, not the movie, that's like giving up our power and making a really bad trade. Here's my power, in place of that I'll take some fear. Here's my power, in place of that I'll take some resentment, I'll take some poor health, I'll take some unworthiness. Just giving up our power. So, waking up is knowing I am not the drama, I'm watching the drama. Let's affirm that together. I am not the drama, I am watching the drama. And you can learn a lot from watching. There were a couple lines in Wicked. The one where this couple were both worried about their looks for the other one. They do a little song that says, I'm looking at this from a different perspective. And when we get to that different perspective, we're able to see the beauty in all things. And then, of course, I may not have been changed for the better, but I've been changed for good, whatever that is. Good is not measured on that betterment scale. Good is that which is kind and loving and interconnected. Another way to look at it, the storm that came through, we know what the Great Lakes are like with the waves, going up, just really crazy. But no matter what it is on top, we know that at the depth, there's a calmness that is not impacted by these outer waves. But so many times we find ourselves mentally on that boat, riding these waves, getting ready to be sunk at any time. When with our spiritual nature, when we get to go to that inner space where there's that calm and the peace, it's not that we are saved from the world. We still have those incredible waves, emotional waves, activity waves, all those things that happen. But at the core of our being, this calmness never strays. It never leaves us. It never wears out. We just need to take that deep breath and find ourselves back into that space. So waking up is a practice. It doesn't happen just, poof, you're done, you graduated. It's a practice that we just keep doing and doing and doing, just like medicine is a practice. There's the art of medicine, the practice of medicine. Some of the things that we do, mindfulness. If any of you tried mindfulness, it's a really fun exercise because you really think you know what you're doing. If you check in with yourself, how many times, oops, how did I get here, Self-observation. Do you ever do that? And the holidays around, it's a great time to observe. When I sit next to Uncle Sam in there, he kind of pushes my buttons. And I get myself, I really want to prove to him, what's right. It has nothing at all to do with him. It has to do with our reaction to the other person. Centering prayers. And if you can ever get those times we can get to that point of observing ourselves where we find that instead of reacting in our response, that we're choosing how we're acting. Responding out of love as opposed to reacting out of our ego-centered nature that has a need to be right, a need to be more powerful than an other, has a need to have others, if you will. Those are all the practices. We don't get it right. Occasionally we might, but it's not. So it's an ongoing thing, this waking up. That's why Christmas needs to go over an Advent period all this time. Do you ever hear of sandpaper people? Sandpaper people are those people in your life that really rub you the wrong way. But the good news is they help rub off your rough edges, right? I love this term, this idea of sandpaper people. I knew those people had a purpose in my life. Rubbing off our rough edges. That can make a good t-shirt. And then we have soul people that are in our lives. And soul people, I think, are the mirrors that remind us we can look at them and see who we are. Because remember, whatever we can see in another person, we can only see it because it's already within us. We can only see it because it's already within us. So we have these wonderful mirror people, and we also have these wonderful sandpaper people. And all of it is fine as long as we don't get too attached that this is reality. No, this is the process, this is the practice that we're going through. And, as we're going through Christmas holiday, just asking yourself, living in that question, am I awake? You're out shopping, or you're sitting on the internet shopping, going, am I awake, or am I just doing this on auto? Am I being distracted by all this clever little marketing techniques that gets me over here and makes me hungry to buy this? I have to have this, I have to have this. I'm driving. This morning, I bet most of us were more awake driving than we normally are, because the roads were in a little different condition, and we were very aware and very awake. Even when we're singing in church, we're just saying we are family, and the body gets caught up in it. And it's real easy just to get lost in the song, which is fun too, but to also be the observer of, wow, this music makes me feel good. This music makes me feel connected, being awake to what the process is that's happening for us. All the stuff going on, that space within us, always, that's the source of our treasure. That's the richness. That's the fullness of life. That is what carries us through, even when those waves are so destructive, it's pulling us under. Even when that movie is so enticing, we find ourselves on death row. It's not our death row, but we're so into the drama that we think that this is the end. So there's a practical outcome to spiritual awakening. Some of the things that we find, remember, it's a process, the spiritual awakening. It's not that you're done and over. We become less reactive. That is so huge, to be less reactive. So much of our fireworks of humanity happen because of reactions one to another. That there's sandpaper people to sandpaper people. They just keep rubbing, making friction. They're not helping each other. We become less of a Velcro for the ick of life. Okay. Do you like Velcro? I think it was one of the greatest inventions ever. Yeah. And kids just love it. They rip. Well, sometimes emotionally we become the Velcro. And we just attract all this ickiness to us, thinking this is the other half of the Velcro strip. And we forget we can just rip it off, that it's not ours. As we awaken to it, we do not have to be the icky Velcro. We are totally free to rip that off and to let it go. We kind of become really clear in understanding the situation. It doesn't, oh, yeah, of course. That's why this is happening, and that's okay. We can figure our way out of this. We respond from wisdom instead of fear. And boy, is that always a better choice. I don't know of any decision ever made in fear that has been absolutely the best one. We embody and express more compassion. When we are into that deep, calm reserve that is the truth of our being, we just come out with that wonderful knowingness that there is no otherness, that there is just this heart energy that we share among each other and help each other with. And when we're in that point, we are no longer standing in victimhood. We are standing in spiritual authority. We know there's only one power, one presence. We know that God is in the midst of each and every situation right now. We know there is nothing we need to beg or bargain about. We simply need to allow it to unflow for the highest and best. So we don't pretend the waves aren't there. We just access the stillness that is below them. So here's the Advent invitation. Awaken. Something holy is seeking birth in you. Awaken. Something holy is seeking birth in you. So waking up to the deeper presence, waking up to the light returning, waking up to our divine identity, remembering that. Waking up to the Christ, not only within ourselves, but within each other. Let's affirm together. I awaken to the divine within me. The Christ light is being born through me, now and always. We're going to unplug a little bit here and go into a time of meditation. Thank you, Greg.
Take a breath for yourself, just for you, and no one else. Feel the quiet a moment and just be.
And now that you're fully unplugged, I invite you to close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And to allow yourself to experience the freedom of being unplugged, unwound, so that you might fully embrace, mindfully embrace, being awake to this moment. Right now, in this instant, all of your needs are met. Right now, in this instant, your spiritual nature is filled and overflowing with peace and love and calmness and surety that comes with the spiritual understanding of our world. And just take a deep breath. Breathe and unbreathe as we mindfully awaken to the divine within us, journeying inward, whatever that vision might be for us, a light, a rosebud opening, a fragrance moving through the wind. We are awakening to the divine. We are answering the call for that which is desiring to be birthed within us, that holy something. We allow ourselves to embrace that deeper truth within us, the deeper truth of who we are. We allow ourselves to embrace it, and we embrace it so that we can express it to the very best of our ability. And as we douse ourselves in that inner light, we may see areas of shadows, areas that seemingly are devoid of the light. And as our perspective expands, we understand that this is an illusion. And our light quickly fills that darkness that was formed out of fear, attachment, resistance. As we awaken just a little bit more from that idea of separation and otherness, and God and us, as opposed to God within us. Those inner eyes open as we fully embrace and awaken to light, to peace, to oneness that has never left us, is always there to express us in our highest and best. And so we take that breath in deepest joy and deepest grace as we say, thank you, God. And so it is. Amen.
One breath at a time. One breath at a time. That's where the one heart at a time. That's where the hope lives on. One heart at a time.
Thank you. I like that. Okay, spiritual practice for the week. Remember, awaken something is holy is seeking you. So you might live in the question this week. What is a space in my life where I'm awake, where I'm asleep? And what is it that's seeking to be born in me this Advent season? Right now, I'm ready to do a countdown with DeShaun. She's going to give us a breathing challenge, right? Aren't we supposed to do these in one breath, these different verses? Yeah. Okay. Okay, we got it. We'll have some cheat sheets up on the overhead.
So we're going to be singing the 12 Days of Christmas. And how about we split the room up with this side and that side? But if you want to sing it all, go right ahead. You are welcome. You definitely are. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Here's 7. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Nice job. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Here's 11. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Here we go. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a-leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a-milking, 7 swans a-swimming, 6 geese a-laying, 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. Nice job. Great job.
Whew. There we go. All right. That was exciting. I don't know that I have a voice anymore. All right. Now is the time we create a sacred circle of generosity by acknowledging and sharing the blessings we have received. Giving is a matter of the heart, not of wealth. You can place your love offering in the glass jar on the table, or if you're joining us on YouTube or using a credit card, you can use the QR code on the screen to give your support through PayPal. Whether or not you are sharing a financial gift this week, we invite you to affirm the sacred exchange by placing a hand over your heart or using an affirmation token from the bowl on your table. We bless our gifts of our love and our treasure by affirming together, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I praise, give thanks, and am glad. Our circle of generosity includes gratitude to every one of you who support Unity with their loving gifts. Our circle of generosity grows even larger as we share those gifts with others. As a tithing ministry, a portion of our tithes is shared with local charitable organizations that inspire and bless us. This fourth quarter of 2025, we will split a portion of our tithes among the 5 remaining congregate choice nominees. One of the 5 is CASA, C-A-S-A, which stands for Court-Appointed Special Advocates, a network of volunteers appointed by judges to advocate for the best interests of children who have experienced abuse or neglect often those in foster care. Let us bless CASA and the children they support, as well as our other organizations, as we affirm our own blessings by singing, I Give My Thanks.
I am so thankful for every blessed moment, and I live in gratitude. My heart is open, my spirit is rejoicing, and I live in gratitude. I give my thanks to God. 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 I am so thankful for every blessed moment, and I live in gratitude. My heart is open, my spirit is rejoicing, and I live in gratitude. I give my thanks to God. 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 I give my thanks to God.
And I give my thanks to all of you. Thank you. Same thing, really. Let us take a moment to deeply immerse ourselves in gratitude by collectively blessing the gifts just received. Let us affirm together. Given in love, received in love, we dedicate these gifts to do the will and the work of Holy Spirit, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. All right, Unity has adopted a family of 4 and 10 teenagers to support this Christmas. In the lobby is a table where you can sign up to be Santa's helper by picking out a gift you'd like to supply for our family or teens. You can also view the wish list on our website. Excuse me. All gifts need to be at Unity by Sunday, December 14th. The family gifts should be wrapped with name tags. The teen gifts don't need to be wrapped, but they do need a name tag so we know who they're going to. If you have any questions, see Chrissy Shearer about the family and Carla Jennings about the teens. All right, Tuesday, December 2nd, is our Angel Remembrance service, which is starting at 6:30 p.m. This is a time to remember our loved ones who are with us in spirit as we head into the holiday season. This is a quiet, introspective service with Reverend Sharon. You may bring an angel ornament to hang on the tree in remembrance, or use one of the ones provided. Everyone is welcome. We've all lost someone. Thursday night at 5:30, Unity is hosting a service in observation of World AIDS Day in conjunction with the Lansing Area AIDS Network. Representative Emily Devendorf will be the featured speaker. And this service is also open to everyone. The Lunch Bunch is a monthly social group that meets monthly for a no-host lunch. This Friday, December 5th, we are meeting at the House of Shu in Grand Ledge. If you plan on attending, it is helpful to contact Nancy Claytor or the church office so we can reserve enough seats. But if you become available at the last minute, drop on by. You are always welcome. Are you looking for a place to be of service? There are openings for several more volunteers to serve once a month beginning in January for our new youth care during service. And for those of you interested in our education team, mark your calendar for an organizational meeting Sunday, January 9th at noon. 9th or 11th, one of those days, whichever is the Sunday.
She is really sharp on details. She's great at this.
All right, we're going to say 11th. We're going to trust you on this. It's true. Okay. The new December Unity Pulse is on your table with information about all the upcoming activities at Unity, including our weekly group meditation at 9:45 a.m. each Sunday in the lodge. Feel free to take a copy of the Pulse with you for easy reference. Following this service, a prayer practitioner is available to pray with you one-on-one. Prayer practitioners will be gathered here by the lectern wearing purple stoles. All right, let us stand as we are able, whether at your table or in a circle, as we celebrate the Advent season by singing Silver Bells, followed by the prayer of protection. And the circle's a little bit smaller than usual, and that's okay.
That's all right.
A whole bunch of flakes out here.
City sidewalks, busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air, there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile, and on every street corner you'll hear silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. Silver bells, silver bells. It's Christmas time in the city. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring. Soon it will be Christmas Day. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God is within us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Thank you.